Hello everyone, welcome to another Mario Sluggers analysis video. Last week we examined how Yoshi may be the best character in Mario Sluggers, but there's a few other characters who, in my opinion, define the metagame just as much or even more than Yoshi. These characters are Birdo and Petey Piranha. In my opinion, this is the most dangerous duo in the whole game. Let me explain why. Let's start on the field, where these two can work together. Birdo and Petey are by far the most popular shortstop and second base combo in the game. They're just so incredibly dynamic and hard to score on. Any hits in their general area will just be gobbled up for an out or an easy double play. It starts with their chemistry. It's a bit strange that they have good chem with each other, but my guess is it's because they're both bosses in their first appearances, Birdo being from Mario Bros. 2 and Petey from Mario Sunshine. Anyway, their chemistry means they throw much faster to each other and can buddy toss if needed. This makes double plays really easy, especially taking into account the fact that their arms are superb to begin with. However, their main advantage is their respective super dives. Birdo has her suction catch, which goes just as far as Yoshi's tongue grab. And Petey, well, if you've played as him, then you know how far his piranha catch can reach. It's pretty ridiculous the balls he can catch.
Oh, Petey is BS. Petey is absolute BS. I hate Petey so much.
That was ridiculous.
He's grinning.
If you're skilled enough with them, you can catch pretty much anything that goes up the middle and even to the corners. Now you may be wondering about their fielding stats and corresponding bobble rates. Well, Birdo has solid fielding with a 70, but Petey's is pretty average at a 48. So why not just go with Birdo and say Daisy, who has a better fielding stat, to bobble less? This is a good combo too, and does definitely help when trying to catch star swings without bobbling. However, Petey has an advantage over Daisy that's hard to ignore. In fact, you can see it just looking at him. He's huge! Not only visually, but his model is gigantic as well. His hitbox does actually extend all the way to the top of his head. This helps his super dive range, but also his jumping catches. If you're not holding a direction while running, you'll jump when you press A instead of diving. It's not easy to do, but if you can pull it off, you can catch a lot of the weak star swings that normally would drop before the outfield. Petey is the best in the game at doing this, and it feels unfair at times when he nabs balls that nobody else could reach. However, just because Petey can touch the ball doesn't mean he'll catch it. Like I said, his fielding stat is just average. This means he'll bobble star swings or sharp hits a good amount of the time. Still, just because he bobbles it doesn't mean the play is over. A lot of the time, an infield bobble will go to the outfield where it can be caught. This happens a lot on his super dives, so if your outfield is quick enough, it can mitigate Petey's errors. Something important to note is that you never bobble on a jump catch. It's essentially an automatic out, which is why I love his jump catches so much. However, this doesn't apply to hits that hurt you, like Mario's star swing. His star swing often has the perfect trajectory to be intercepted by a Petey jump catch. Even though this burns Petey, most of the time it'll go right to the outfielder for an easy catch. Think of Petey like the first line of defense. His job is to get his leaves on the ball, and either catch it or pop it up for another play to catch. He plays this role perfectly. Another advantage that Daisy has over Petey is being a girl, which gives her the ability to catch Peach's star swing, which is really important in the infield. However, we've seen that Petey can actually catch it with his super dive. It's precise, but if you stand just outside the radius, you can grab it for an out. So combining Birdo and Petey makes for a nearly impenetrable infield, plus one that's just really fun to play with. Now, what if you already have other infielders, and you need to put Birdo or Petey somewhere else? Luckily, because of their super dives, they can do well pretty much anywhere on the field. Given his terrible speed, Petey in the outfield isn't ideal, but his huge attacks can be better than just running to the ball. Also, he has chemistry with King Boo and Blooper, which could be a formidable, mostly floating outfield. Of course, he's also a great catcher, but you're kinda wasting him if you put him behind the plate. Birdo is the one who really shines in the outfield. She's got decent speed and a great arm. She's no Yoshi when it comes to chasing down balls, but she does have chemistry with him, and you can combine Yoshi, Birdo, and Mario to make an extremely rangy outfield with great arms to boot. If you really want to keep Petey and Birdo together, I suppose you could put her in center with Yoshi and Petey as the other outfielders. I've never tried this, but it actually might be effective. Maybe I'll try this in the next video. As far as their hitting goes, it's pretty obvious that Petey is a top tier hitter. He has a decent contact zone and the third best charge hit power in the whole game. And something about this combination just makes it really easy to hit home runs, or at least sharp line drives. Birdo also has great power, and is great at hitting, deep line drives, or even dingers. Her star swing is abysmal, but still, the two are a great pairing on the offensive end, especially if you need extra base hits. Let's get into why these two truly define the metagame. Drafting for chemistry is the most important part of competitive or even mostly casual Mario Sluggers. Even when Jake and I play, we try to find chemistry links so that most of our lineup has an item when going to the plate. Take a look at the chemistry chart. Notice anything? I'll circle it. Yep, Birdo. She's the only one who connects the good characters to the evil characters. If you're playing without Mies, you can't have a chemistry link between the two sides without Birdo. And you might notice that link goes through Petey. It also goes through Shy Guy, but Petey links more directly to King Boo and Wiggler, who are top tier fielders and hitters. Yoshi's great, but who needs him? If you manage to draft Daisy, Birdo, and Petey, you have an amazing infield, a great pitcher, and the foundation of a solid hitting lineup as well. Of course, the Yoshi link is important for Birdo too. Going from Birdo to Yoshi to Mario gives you one of the best outfields in the game, with two great star swings as well. If everyone important gets taken, Birdo can always fall back on Shy Guy and Boo, which gives good infielders and the best pitcher in the game. Birdo's chemistry potential is insane, and you see now why it's always a race to draft her, even though she might not be the best player in the game skill-wise. So, what does a draft with these players look like? Well, drafting Birdo as your captain might not actually be the best move. Her star swing is terrible, and you usually want a captain with a good star swing, because it'll only cost 1 star. So, in a snake draft, if player 1 drafts Yoshi, player 2 gets 2 picks, and could counter with Birdo and Daisy. After that, player 1 might pick Petey, with the hope of connecting to them with light green me later on, and the draft would continue from there. All this to say, in a competitive scenario, the picks will revolve around Birdo, Petey, and Yoshi, more often than not. Of course, Jake and I rarely play competitively. Most of the Sluggers community is pretty casual anyway. Usually our teams are strange themed teams that aren't perfectly chosen. Still, it's hard to ignore the pull of Birdo and Petey. They're incredibly fun to play as, and there's so many chemistry options that can stem from that duo. The Mario and Bowser teams get a lot of attention, and rightfully so. But I'm glad that side characters like Birdo and Petey get to shine as the most overpowered, meta-defining duo in all of Mario Sluggers.
Oh, Petey.
You got it. You throw.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Clip that. That was the
That's
most legendary
insane.
double play I've ever seen.
It was just that.
Clip that.
Thank you so much for watching. I've always wanted to make a video on Birdo and Petey, and I'm glad I finally got to do it. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and let me know which characters I should analyze in the future. See you in the next video.